Hi there, John Rossi here. We're going to give you an exercise today, which is bridging exercise. Okay. The purpose of this bridging exercise is to engage your posterior chain, particularly the glutes. We're thinking about the gait cycle when you're walking, okay, and how the glutes work with the adductors, and of course also the calf, and in particular how the big toe controls it. So when you look at when you're walking, what you'll notice is, you see my lower body here. As you walk, as you push off, the weight goes into my glutes, and so I'm squeezing my glutes to walk forwards. As we do so the device is slip slightly, we'll bring it back to there. You'll also notice that my toe controls it. And in particular, it's the big toe, so weight transfers inside that way. So the adductors must have to work tightly, they have to contract as we transfer the weight to the big toe, and then we kick through onto the glutes, okay? And that's how it works. So we're going to try to train everything today together in proportion. One thing we often see with a lot of injuries, especially as we get older, is that due to sitting down a lot, not doing enough exercise, or sometimes doing too much of the wrong stuff. We see loads of people doing loads of squats is the in thing to do. Unfortunately, squats, although it's a good exercise in its own right, it has a muscle imbalance. Sometimes it emphasises the quads a bit too much at the expense of the glutes. Of course, no one really wants a massive bum, and we've been told for a long time that we should squat necessarily rather than do kind of girly hip raising exercises. Yet, you know, those last, say, 15 degrees of extension, they are absolutely essential in literally getting us from A to B. And if we're trying to do it at speed, we need as much power as we possibly can. And like I said, you know, as time passes, we don't do the explosive exercises we used to do, and because of that, we tend to find that the injuries they turn up, especially in the knees, sometimes in the feet as well. Okay, so what we're going to do today is a little exercise. We're going to modify the bridge. We're going to start with the basic progressions of the bridge and work our way through. I like to do it as an isometric hold. I hold each one for 10 seconds, okay? And then after I've done that, if I feel comfortable to do so, I then follow up with a 10 set rep. No, that's wrong. A 10 rep set. So 10 repetitions up and down. And then I do another 10-second hold at the end, again, to really emphasize and squeeze those muscles to increase the mind-muscle connection, okay? Now, I'm going to try to set this device so it doesn't keep sliding, because it keeps doing that on this floor that I've got here. Hopefully that won't go anywhere. Now, right, the way we're going to do this is with simple bridge technique. Laying on your back, like so. Start with your tummy, hold your tummy in, okay? Keep it nice and tight. And what you're going to try and do is squeeze your bottom. Now, I always do this first, squeeze the bum. And as you squeeze the bum, you'll notice everything tenses up through here. And then lift through the bottom as high as you can. Use the bottom only to lift you. You feel a bit of a stretch down on the knee. If your back starts to kick in, maybe your tummy muscles are a bit weak, so suck these in a bit tighter if you can, and make so it's purely contraction here, and push through. Just using the heels, of course, as your fulcrum point, and maintain that contraction for 10 seconds, and then slowly bring it back down again. That's good. Then, as I said before, if you feel comfortable, do some repetitions, nice and slow. You can sit up tightly, grip those glutes, tummy in, push through, breathe out as you lift, and breathe in as you lower. Nice and slow. And again, breathe out as you lift, squeezing everything nice and tightly, and breathe in as you lower. And after you've done the ideally 10 repetitions, you then, of course, get to the top and you hold that again for about 10 seconds. If you notice, I seem to have dropped a little bit here. This isn't a completely straight line. This is because I'm a bit inflexible with my hip flexors. So you may need to stretch those out like I had to. And also because sometimes the glutes are just not strong enough. And rest there. So clearly I need to do some glute work as well. Right, so that's the first stage. The second stage is to then apply contraction through the adductors. So now we often see single leg work, which is great as well. Or we see exercises, for example, your legs are turned to the side and you're lifting, so you really emphasize that contraction in the glute. But what about the adductors? These are quite important. They're important stabilization of the hip. What we like to do is get one of these foam rollers here, place that between the knees, and then what you want to do, this is put compression through, so push in. So you're making those adductors fire off, okay? Now, same again, tummy in. Lots to think about. So this side is tummy in, glutes firing and pushing in on the knees, and push up
Same thing, so we keep it really, really tight, okay? Again, 10 seconds, just hold that there if you can. You can do more if you wish. If your back starts to ache, like I said, think about your tummy, hold this a bit more, squeeze your bum a bit more, because very often the back wants to take over. And then release and slowly bring it back down again. And then if you feel comfortable, try a nice slow 10 rep set there. That's it. Now, that's it doesn't end there. There's more. Because like I was saying, in the gait cycle, we are using our big toes in particular to drive through, okay? Just to finish it off. So we want to stimulate the arch of the foot and the calf muscles in particular, emphasizing through the inside of the foot. And the way we do this is the same thing. Lay yourself on your back. First of all, sit yourself up. Actually, I need that. Sit yourself up so you're on your toes, so you can lift off like that, okay? Place the pillow, the foam roll between your knees, keeping it tight. And as you do this, make sure you really push in. As you push in, the weight should transfer onto the balls of the feet. And then lift up. Then remember, of course, keeping the tummy in and firing through the glutes, okay? It's very important there. Same thing, hold that for 10 seconds. There's a lot to think about. You're thinking about your tummy, you're thinking about your glutes, you're thinking about your knees pushing, and you're thinking about weight bearing on the inside of your feet, particularly the balls of the feet more than the outside of the foot. That's good. And then slowly bring it down again. And this is why I like to do it very slowly, so it's controlled. And I like an isometric contraction at the beginning and at the end, so we really concentrate on the lift. Fantastic, that's good. So if you can again, try another 10 reps of those and then finish it off with that 10-second isometric contraction. So really worth the glutes. But keep thinking about everything all the time. Keep thinking, check glutes, check your abs, check your adductors, and check your weight distribution on the balls of your feet. Fantastic, now rest there. Now just as an additional exercise now, if you have one of these bands, these are really good as well. What we often see with people, especially if you get older, the bunion starts to develop where the toe kind of goes in, okay, and it's being pushed this way. Sometimes it's down to a shoe, sometimes it's down to the arch support breaking down, and sometimes it's just down to a lack of strength in the feet. So we really want to control the muscles that go from the big toe into the bottom of the foot. A very, very powerful area. And one way we can emphasize this is by using one of these bands, and you can put the band around your foot like so, and you can just simply do a calf raise, but it's controlled by the big toe. Now, if you notice as I do this, especially at the end there, my toe does cross over. So we need to change the angle at which we approach this. So I'm going to take the band out to the side. So that way I have to push my toe against the resistance there. So I'm trying to move it that way, as you can see, move it outwards as I do this. So move it out and then push down. It's really hard to do. It takes a lot of control. So the arm is out to the side again, and I'm pushing that way there, trying not to let my form get affected too much and release. And you'll be surprised how hard this is, because the concentration requires a lot. Some of you may struggle with that, so what you can do is also to try and simply put your feet forward like this, okay? Open the toes up, and then try to get those big toes to touch. Again, I couldn't do this for a long time. So you want to hide the space here. So a lot of people with bunions, they're just here and they can't move it. One way to get into it again is to hold the toes together like so, and then try and squeeze them together in that contracted position, and that helps to stimulate that mind muscle connection. So that may be the first thing you need to do before you can get the band. But the band will help because it does start to stimulate those muscles a little bit harder. Again, take the band out to the side, try and pull the toes apart, and then push down and squeeze and release, and you'll feel it all the way through the bottom of the foot here in particular. Okay, right, so that's a couple of exercises for you. So that will improve your posterior chain and your mechanics, which should reduce injury and improve your performance, certainly on the field, or even just in daily life, okay? But give that a try. Let me know how you feel, and any comments, just put them below and subscribe if you like. Take care. See you soon. Bye-bye.